I was ready to go. It's
Dibs on the cowboy.
I hit start.
I don't think that sounds like you think it sounds.
Well, I'm just saying. What are you guys left with? A construction worker, police officer, Indian. What's the fourth one? I'm missing one. I don't know. That's what you get. Young man.
YMCA is only 4 letters. Does it have an exclamation point?
No, the group had 5 of them, I believe.
I have no idea. Exclamation point?
Hey, how about you stop that?
You stop that right meow.
It's been stopped.
I'm pretty sure you're trying to inception yourself there on the YouTubes.
I mean, I just want to hear more of me, more of my opinions.
Sounds
repeated over and over again in a 30-second delay loop.
That sounds like hell.
You didn't hear me the first time.
Oh, if it's Paul, yeah, it sounds like hell.
Oh, hi. We didn't see you there, viewers. No.
Hurtful.
Welcome to hell.
It's okay, there's nobody here.
There's nobody here.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
Oh, somebody left. Shit.
Oh, we're safe. Good.
Well,
they came on and they were like, whoa, back away slowly.
Don't know what to do.
Everything's based on movement.
Don't want to touch that hot mess. Apparently.
A memoir.
A mess. I don't know how hot it is.
Well, is it theming at least?
Maybe smoking.
Man, this is a pretty tepid mess we got going on here. It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
I think that mess was on fire, like, within the last couple days, for sure.
A smoldering mess. Still don't like it. That's okay. We could talk about what we're carrying.
I was going to say, yet here we are.
You could describe people I've dated as a smoldering mess.
Oh, that's sad.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Somebody can tell us what they're carrying today.
Black Frost, how you doing, man? Glad you could join us. Good to see Paul's off to a raging start. More of a smoldering start, but you know.
Sounds about right.
Don't worry, I'll catch soon enough.
I'm carrying evoking knives.
It's evoking knives knife?
It is something that, yeah, again, don't know if this company exists or not anymore. It's weird. The T04, if you want to try and track one down for yourself.
Well, you know, all of a sudden their 3 fake offices disappeared, so I don't know what to tell you.
No, that was Tucson.
They're still there. They just moved. Got to keep on their toes. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
All good. Just contact Dad Gear. I'm sure they'll be able to help you.
Yeah, you bet.
Probably.
They'll reroute me to a North Carolina address, I'm sure.
Obviously.
The real mystery is where do you get rerouted to from that point?
Indeed. Dick Richards, what's going on?
And to answer Joe, the French Polynesia. That's where it goes next. But, you know.
But who's keeping track, really?
Obviously. Not sure. Newcomer A. Ray. Glad you could join us. Cheers, man. Cheers. Talk about some knives. Apparently evoking knife is coming up to play. Paul, you got anything fancy or you just carrying same old, same old?
I'm carrying something like same old, but it's not been in the pocket in a minute. The DPX Hest DPX edition.
Yeah, other than when we first got them, they haven't. I mean, mine's had some pocket time, but good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually saw you carrying it recently, and I was like, I should carry that again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I did. So, and I was talking to guy recently that was talking about he sold his DPX because it waved off his pocket accidentally, and half deployed and ended up cutting him really, really bad. So he ended up getting rid of it. And since that's happened with the DPX knife in particular, I just intentionally wave it every time. That's been my solution, is don't not wave it. And then all of a sudden the half deployment doesn't become such a bad thing, right? So, yeah.
Absolutely. And it does wave pretty nicely. Front or rear pocket.
And you're a monster for rear pocket. And also to Dick Richards, the DPX Hest is actually a pretty nice knife, regardless of some minor controversy between, dude that owns it. So,
indeed.
Ben, cheers. I'm going to say cheers on the gentleman part before you can say anything, you son of a bitch. And on that note, I'm carrying.
He's talking to you, Ben.
Oh, for sure. There should be an Ann Dennis or a Lefty Suck or a wank, wank, wank going on somewhere in there soon. But yeah, and Fisk will come in, take over for a bit. They'll both unsubscribe. I don't know. I wasn't going to say anything. I'm playing the odds, Ben. I'm playing the odds. I'm carrying the Pleroma, for God's sakes. It's definitely the sexiest knife out of the three of them this weekend. I'm just saying.
I do like that mulch background that sets off the knife. Nicely.
It does well. It does well for itself. Yeah. And Black Frost, what does everyone else carry? And he's got a new Minimalist Katana. That's a weird knife.
It is. Have you gotten it stuck in its sheath yet, Matt? You tell me.
All right.
The funky grind, if you aren't careful when you're unsheathing it, will get caught up in its own sheath.
I see. The black mulch background does well for me. It's
absolutely.
It's pretty. Reminds me of the Black Rock background that we normally has for their photos.
Well, we's got like some charred wood stuff because some of it is burnt, is what they do for a lot of their stuff as well. But I'm not going to set my mulch around my garden on fire. It's just not going to happen. So
I have genuinely thought about buying like nice lump charcoal and just putting it in a container to take pictures with.
I kind of hate that.
One step too far.
I mean, I kind of hate it, but I've known people actually in college when they were photographing their work, they would actually have big old Tupperware containers full of different materials. Like one was just full of white sand, one was full of a certain type of leaf. I can't remember. I mean, it was smart. It kept everything organized, but it was like, wow, that's really dedicated for those specific photos.
He didn't start as an arsonist. He just
kind of rolled into it.
It was really an artist. And then, it just...
All I'm saying is you could have one of those, like, plastic, like, drawer things you usually see in the bathroom. They're all like... And have just different media in each one.
Yeah. Do glitter for one of them. Absolutely.
Drawer sparkles.
that one's just taped shut. You never open it.
That literally made the hair on my arm stand up.
Every time you opened it, it just had this slow-mo whirl of...
The phrase craft herpes always comes to mind when talking about glitter.
Salt waves of glitter.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, Pleroma, she's a sexy beast. It's got some sweet lines on it. So
definitely doesn't have craft herpes. At least not this version.
No, I think this one tests clean every time. So
thank God.
Yeah, that's a good look at it.
Before we get going any further, I do also want to wish my beautiful girlfriend a birthday because it's her birthday today. And I spent most of it with her. Get off my back. I'm here. Come on. No, we had a good weekend. It was fun. So happy birthday. I loves you and all of that stuff. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
All right. On to knocking on some Kershaws. I mean, no, wait.
That's
kind of.
Really? Well, okay, let's start with that.
Let's start there. Let's see how the night goes.
The Federalist was one of the newer announcements from Kershaw. It's a double detent slip joint, which is something that's not entirely new to Kai. I don't know if Dennis happens to have it handy, but they did do.
I don't. I'm in transition phase right now, and it's actually at the other house. So
fair enough.
I know. I thought about it after I got home, and I was like, oh yeah, the one knife I should have brought. That's the other example of a double detent. Yeah.
I don't have my Civivi here with me, but yeah. Although this one is somewhat different in that it actually has a half stop as displayed on the current photo here. Micarta handles, CPM 154 blade steel, all made in the USA, have stock thickness of something slightly less than 2.5 mil. I can't quite remember, but
hang on. I got all the specs right here. Someone has got it. Thickness is 2.25, 2 1/4 mil. Yeah. Closed length 4 1/4, blade length 3 1/4. Got some comparison pics if Joe wants to throw one of those up.
We do. So here's one next to the Dragonfly.
Yeah, good old Dragonfly.
So grip area on this thing is manageable. I'm not going to say significant. It doesn't feel like a particularly long or short knife, at least to myself.
It's not as 110-ish as I thought it was going to be. It's probably definitely closer to a 112-ish kind of stature.
I would say.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little in between, but definitely.
I was expecting, give me a second. Got random pouches here that have a bunch of stuff. There we go. GEC Snakewood, the King. I was expecting that. And instead I got 112E, which I think I also have. There we go. Yeah. Green Micarta 112. Look at that. Right. I should have brought that and taken pictures because that would have been a good size reference one too.
Would have been.
But I'm a dick.
I'm going to bring up the photo of your hand. Dennis, what size glove do you wear?
Large. Large on a regular basis.
Is Apple picking a size?
It would be XL fingers realistically, but then it's like this big baggy something. But yeah, as far as size goes, reference point in the hands, same hands. Yeah, very close to actually. As I'm holding the 112, I'm like, holy cow, yeah, that's almost bang on for handle. But they stretch the blade out on this bad boy because they round the backside, and you can get away with not having a clip point that's got to go up on a heel, right? So, in diddly.
Yeah, ratios, if you care about those kinds of things, are pretty good on this knife. I don't know if you still have the specs up in front of you, but what's the weight on this guy? It's not particularly heavy.
2.1 ounce. So you're trying to get light. My card is giving me a little something to work with. I mean, they have to have double steel liners for the double detenty action, right? So
yes, I've actually got a photo of that here. You can see the liners engaged towards the bottom of the tang of the blade there. That's what that weird stepping is about. Washers instead of ball bearings on this model, right?
That's a good question.
I know they had an exploded view of it on their website, and I just completely forgot to look before we went live here.
Oh, good question. Yeah. That would actually explain some things if it was. They don't actually say ball bearing, and normally they like to, so I assume probably bronze washers.
Looks like bronze washers.
It looks like it, but it could also be like the shielding around.
Absolutely.
Not quite like that.
Yeah. It's not too dissimilar from that.
Yeah. It looks like it should be washers. Either way, this is not like a drop shutty kind of action with the two detents poking in on either side. It
Oh, definitely washers. Sorry, I just looked at the quick video. Yes. Continue on. Cool. Yeah, definitely washers.
Yeah. There's definitely some resistance when you're popping this thing closed. One of the small joys of a double detent slip joint system is that you can normally pop the blade closed relatively easily. On the Civivi, we've talked about how there's been problems with that, getting the exact amount of force to get this thing to close. It's kind of funny, when we first got the Federalist in, I tried that immediately, didn't have any problems, but a couple days leading up to our review tonight, or at least our first impressions tonight, I started having issues with getting it to stay closed instead of bouncing off. I can only attribute that to the washers starting to polish and wear in. So less friction being applied to the blade, less force required, and yeah.
Is it bouncing more?
It seemed to be for me. I'm not sure if you guys experienced the same thing or not leading up.
It seemed to bounce like at least 1 in 5 for me when I was playing with it.
Okay.
I would say it was almost equal with the Appalachian Drifter. It really was.
Wow. Okay.
Slightly better, but not much. Not much. But I wonder about, now that we know that it's just washers and not ball bearing, my ZT is ball bearing on it, as well as, well, that Boker doesn't want to stay up. Anyway, yeah, it is ball bearing on it and really crisp on the close. I wish I had it here, for example, but it's hard for it to bounce out. It's almost impossible to do. It's snapshot every single time.
I was thinking, could that potentially be because of a difference in pressure with the liners? Like maybe the ZT's just tensioned more?
And with the ball bearings, they can get away with it because it still rolls super smooth, right? So yes, and it has a half stop as well. But with the ball bearing, you can push past it really easy with that like flicky motion that you were talking about, right? So yeah. I'm guessing the price of this knife is sub 100 Canadian beavers. Oh, Ben, bless your heart. I wish
that'd be nice.
I wish. So hang on. Before we get into the price point, let's mention steel. CPM 154, not that generic 154 CM stuff. We're talking the good stuff. It's American-made micarta.
The premium.
American. I don't know if the micarta is making. I think it has to be. It's claiming American made. I don't know.
So I
heard people get in trouble for doing that.
Well, I was just gonna say, in light of recent controversy, I actually took a look at the regulations in place for that. Somebody had linked to them in Blade Forum's thread, and it seems as though you can only say American made if it is either 100% or virtually all of the work done to produce a product happens in the States. So that doesn't, but it's a little bit foggy when it comes to things like, where did the micarta come from? Like, you may have machined it in the States, but did you source it elsewhere? Did you buy it from an American company? That's the other thing too. It's really murky waters here.
Anyway, regardless of, we are north of the 200 Canadian beaver dollars. The polar bear dollars might get you a couple bucks off, but probably not. Probably not.
I could jump over to their website to show the price, at least as far as listing.
Yeah, they go for $169.99.
$169.99. Yeah. So
they are pricing this like it is one of their autos.
Yes. For perspective, this is more expensive, I believe, than the list price for the Benchmade proper. And problems aside with that knife, similar materials. You're dealing with S30V instead of CPM 154, but they're both crucible steels.
I don't even think this counts anymore. No. I don't think
yours does not count for comparison at all.
Proper in particular probably doesn't weigh in onto this particular conversation, but
not so much, I would say. Yeah. So it's a kind of a pricey boy, but all made in the States. So is that worth it to you? It's decent materials.
Yeah. I'll pop back to one of the other pictures there if we can. So yeah, Jesus. But you look at, again, the ZT, double detent, and it was twice that and a smaller knife. Like, it was putting up more of a price point than the Sinkoviches, like the 450s.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so NES 20 CV instead of S35.
And they ask a pretty penny for S or 20 CV.
And it seems like they're asking a pretty good penny for a double detent system that Civivi just puts in an Appalachian Drifter for free. So,
for free.
But
it's like a liner lock, but 1/3 the work.
But the other thing I was going to say is also like Civivi and also like Kershaw, think about what they do with D2 and their pricing on D2. Think about their double detent system and their pricing on that. Both companies, reflective, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't news that you're going to pay a premium for Kershaw's versions of those exact same technologies compared to other companies on the market.
And there's something to be said for Kershaw's warranty as far as that goes. People are okay with paying SE prices because they know what it's going to get them in the end. And
Kershaw's not a no questions asked.
Not to the same level. No,
pretty good, but
I'm not saying that. But they're also not SE prices.
The warranty.
It's a little ridiculous.
I was gonna say, getting Azula for this price. You can almost get a SE3 for this price or an SE4. It's not far off.
I would argue a lot more work goes into making the Kershaw than the SE, though. Really. But that aside, I guess the argument then becomes, are you getting your dollar's value out of this thing? Like, they're assuming they're doing a good job with the heat treat, because Kershaw's, I think we've talked about Kershaw's M4 before on the channel, seems to be run a little bit soft, relatively speaking, to say a Benchmade.
But they claim it's a little bit soft. They're not hiding it. It is what it is.
Yes. And that's
Fisk.
Fisk, and surprisingly enough, they do. I've replaced a torsion bar or two on a Kershaw.
Yes.
I've also maybe got a clip or two somewhere along the way. Well, and I know a buddy that got a regular dividend and upgraded to the composite dividend because it's deep carry and the regular one isn't, type of thing. So, there's some things.
Yeah. Kershaw, as far as I know, blade replacements are. Was it $30 or was that Benchmade I was thinking of? Because both of them have blade replacement programs, I think.
Kershaw, I believe it's $10 and I think $30 for their premium steels. Like if you pick the 20 CV link, I think would be $30.
Okay.
And I think ZT is default at $30 as well.
This
is old information from a couple of years ago. They might have updated their prices since then, but I think that's what it was.
And composite blades are more and blah, blah, blah type of thing. Yeah. So the other thing with that as well is Benchmade used to be 30, but now they have completely changed, and it's reflective on the steel that's used in that particular knife. They don't have a set guideline. It's literally contact them and they'll tell you how much it is for a blade replacement. I believe an 940-1 was going for like 80 of the Canadian beaver dollars when a guy went to go replace it.
That doesn't shock me, to be honest.
50 American. That's
yeah. And for something where certain blades are going to be physically harder to manufacture out of the same size of steel, I can understand why they would do that. In Kershaw's case, perhaps they're slightly overcharging across the board in order just to support their warranty. That's generally how companies bake in those kinds of costs. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And they were still just saying, hey, $30. And then whatever blade it happens to be, whether it's a 20 CV Link or this CPM 154 Federalist, you'll get a replacement.
Fisk, for the record, I'm not going to DM for price. I don't DM anyone for anything. Stay out of my DMs.
Go float into his DMs.
I know. I'm just asking for it now. My phone's going to go off the hook for a while.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to get some Fisk factor action going on there.
The old Fisk factor. Really sounds like you're saying fist factor.
Yeah, there's a T in that first word for sure. It's whether you think there is or not. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of a nice knife, but it's on the same lines of when Buck made a micarta and an S30. Like they're charging less money for that than these guys are. And again, double detent, I guess, is where the difference comes in. But you're like, holy cow! Like, yeah, it's nice, but
So with the advent of CNC machining having happened like what 20 years ago, I'm as far as knives go, I don't accept a double detent system as a reason for a high price. I just don't.
So when you were showing pictures on the inside of that, where you could see the double detent,
Yes.
you definitely see some little tabby areas where it looked like things were still held in place while the machine was running.
Did I?
To be
Yeah.
later.
Towards, I brought it back up towards the bottom of that picture. I'm kind of circle with
Yeah.
my mouse a
oh
little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
there, yeah.
So what kind of machining does that? Is that like laser? Is that
Well, if I had to guess, the liners were probably either like die pressed or water jet laser cut. As far why, like I haven't disassembled this knife, so I'm not entirely sure what the flat panel looks like. It could be that lasered section is a separate component, but given the lack of screws, I think it's just an artifact of the machine. Like that could actually be the start point where if they're doing a water jet, that blasts the hole through first, and then they continue the cut.
There you
yeah.
go. And yes, okay, Fisk, that does make sense. Is yeah, Benchmade's policy is DM for price for the blades. Yeah. That's way more clever than the shit we were making up. But
just let us have the stab it.
It is what it is.
To be fair though, Benchmade, like their main line of knives have definitely taken a step up as far as like the overall steels that they're using basically across the board.
Benchmade?
Yeah.
I mean, Kershaw.
Number of S90 knives and crewwear knives.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
M4 knives and
yeah.
They've always worked with pretty high-end stuff though, but I do appreciate what you mean. The absolute difficulty in working those steels has definitely gone up over the last few years.
That's what I mean. So 100%. I don't hate on them for kind of changing their pricing policy for that.
No. And realistically,
I'd rather pay $30 ultimately, but
sure. But again, I think that would just lead to higher prices across the board for the entire product line, which is again, this seems to be what Kershaw's doing. So
yeah, I don't know if the bug out can go much higher, but yes, back on the Kershaw train because that's what we're doing. Yeah. What else we got to say about this bad boy? Yeah, it was super nice, but man, you got to fall in love with this thing to pay the steep price that they're asking for.
Yeah, I think you got to be a Kershaw fan, or you just like that. You just have to love the design for what it is. I do have one very slight nitpick, and this is against mostly Kershaw as a whole, but I bitch about it when other companies do it too. The plastic backspacers, really not a fucking fan, especially for the cost. And I complained about it when I first got this knife, the SOCP folder, the liner lock. It's just an FRN backspacer, and I get that they do that to have the glass breaker, but really, you couldn't have done like machined aluminum or something, like just something for the 200 whatever I'm paying.
According to Kershaw's catalog, though, it's a finishing touch. The finishing touches.
If I refuse that when ZT does it and they have the zero tolerance in the plastic, if I don't like it there, I'm not gonna like it here.
But ZT machined 2 air holes, so it looked like it was suspended on theirs. Come on, like
they didn't shit. They cast it. It's fine. It's fine.
Can we talk about the finishing on the outside of those liners for that price?
Yeah,
they did nothing to that liner.
I won't say they did nothing. I'll say they very quickly burnished it with some Scotch-Brite, like a very minimal touching. But there were it's not as rough as I've seen. But you're right, they could have done more. I think it's a little bit more obvious when you're looking at the liners here. But we also have the benefit of the reflection of the lighting to really highlight those grind marks, those line marks. Yeah. But the covers. Yeah, I was just gonna say the covers actually look fantastic. Forget which one of these.
What do you guys feel about the pivot?
Oh, the pivot? They did
it's
similar...
also a nice finishing touch, according to Kershaw's write-up on it. Yeah.
Well, they used a similar motif on the Stratas. They had a really similar kind of pivot cap. I don't hate it. I think it looks kind of nice, actually. And if they keep this going as a like a standardized Kershaw bit of tooling, hey, cool. Why not? Make your knives a little bit more distinctive than just having bare torques, which I don't mind from an adjustment standpoint. But this is also going to double as a lock for the like to keep the tube from spinning, essentially.
Absolutely. What were you saying there, Dennis?
Oh, I was just going to say, in Kershaw's actual write-up straight from their website, it's actually the custom pivot that forms a shield detail that complete this distinctly American Kershaw Federalist. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to rip off a Wakandan shield from Captain America, because the distinctly American from that shield, what else are we going for on distinctly American?
It's vaguely stingray shaped, the most American of all.
The American stingray. Majestic. Oh, this is not going to get us clicks in the US, that's for sure. But still, no. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure.
Look,
and that's the only thing I can come to the... Anyway, Joe.
I was just going to say, if you want to support American manufacturing, that's fine, but...
Why is that shield distinctly American?
You know what shield is distinctly American, and Dennis has one too. I just don't know if he has it on hand. That.
Yes, I don't have it on hand, but yeah, there is.
Yeah, I think that's cheesy as hell, by the way. But to me, this adds to the charm. Same thing as this does. I don't know about the rah America approach, but
I don't know. I just don't know where they're stretching on that one to give you this beautiful shield.
So I like the fancified pivot. I like that element in a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why my brain is it's the wrong shape. But it is screaming at me that it's the wrong shape.
The wrong shape.
Yeah, it needs to be a circle or they're doing it wrong.
Fair enough.
It's
you need to tell your brain to be quiet. I like the pattern of it.
I genuinely try to on a regular basis.
Oof, sir. Oof.
Well, no, but realistically, I actually like when you take it out, as long as it's a D shape offset or a round shape or whatever, cool. You think you can put whatever shape you want, right? But your brain says round because that's the way that the pivot should be, right?
That's what I'm used to. So it's just that.
For your family shield?
Yeah, did you read that? Mr. Fisk's comment about being an American, that shield is spot on for my family shield. It's distinctly American. Kudos to Kershaw.
Good.
I come from a long line of Americans. My family crest is also American.
It's just eagles fucking on a sea of apple pie.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Those things are American, right?
Eagle fucking? Probably.
Well, not to get technical on the whole apple pie and complications between strudels and pies, but anyway, not an American thing. It's talk to me about pie. I have gone in depth about pie, sir.
I was just gonna say we're on the precipice of a round.
Oh, it's a deep rabbit hole.
I don't think we should start a second YouTube channel called The Pie Factor for just one discussion, but I'm willing to do it.
Yes, I'm willing to do it.
Can we get somebody to draw us a pie with a maple leaf behind it?
Oh,
and a Bowie.
That's
still a Bowie. Yeah. The tip is disappearing into the pie, but
I'm okay with that. Two more features I do want to talk about. The lanyard hole in particular. I like that it's chamfered. I wish they had taken the time to clean up the micarta little frayed bits, because there's little frayed bits of micarta. Also, this micarta is not super like chalky, but kind of dry and just, I don't know. I get that a lot of people like having brand new micarta, not pre-treated with oil or anything else. But this also feels like unfinished. I feel like you need to run over it with some sandpaper or something, just to clean up the little bits that didn't get picked up by the end mill. That's all. Or ball mill, whatever they used for that.
Are you telling me, Joe, that a human would have had to look at this for the finishing touches? Is that what you're telling me?
These guys aren't saying. I was just gonna say these guys don't say they're Leatherman, but if they're, you know what, all American produced. No one's looking at it. It just the machines go. We have one guy named Stu, and he runs like 30 machines.
Okay, I don't know if you saw the 3-part. I think it was a Shabazz video. The 3-part through the Benchmade factory.
The Benchmade factory.
Yeah, there was a 3-parter that I think it was Shabazz put up. Anyway,
because I know Shabazz did a Gerber factory.
There is he also did Gerber. Maybe it was just Benchmade doing a Benchmade tour of the factory. But yeah, you got one supervisor looking at how many machines. Yeah, things are getting made. Grinds are getting ground. I'm telling you.
Look, if you're making a quality product, that's I have a few complaints, but.
But anyway, yeah, it's just me.
Was that emphasis on the if?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. To be clear, I don't think this is a bad product at all. They just nitpicky shit, like the plastic backspacer. Like, fucking come on. The other thing too, I'm not entirely sure how these are constructed, but there's female bolt, I guess, that the screws are threading into from the other side. I'm not sure how they're affixed in the micarta there. Like if they're just super glued in place, or if there's like a large.
They might just be there.
I mean, what's holding? What's holding
maybe
them
nothing.
in the mic?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe nothing.
Yeah. So
maybe you hold it in place with your fingy while you tighten it up.
Somehow doubt that. I don't know. It just weirds me out that it's not like just a tube with 2 screws for each component on both sides. It's just a little weird. And it could be not even worth remarking on, but it was definitely something that stood out to me when I unboxed it.
They would have had to mold their backspacer with a slightly larger hole. How awful would that be for them?
Good God, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Think about the children, Joe. Come on.
American slave labor. Wait, no. That's children labor.
Dad said it was okay, all right? Got parental consent.
Got a hand-signed note and everything.
It's Chicago screws to keep it American, Fisk?
I've actually ordered Chicago screws for my own builds from, I think it's called the Chicago Screw Company or something like that in the States. I gotta say, horrible repeatability for the screws. Don't use them anyway. If you're using them for Kydex and stuff like that, it's fine. I'm just saying they may or may not be dimensionally accurate. Anyway,
get some Corby Fasteners. Come on now.
Some which fasteners?
I think they're called Corby Fasteners.
Oh, for yeah.
They screw together like Chicago screws and then you grind them off.
I always like seeing those. They look, they're kind of neat. Especially when there's like a steel tube with like a brass rod or something like that, where you get that color offset. Always really cool.
Yeah.
So what are we giving this knife? I don't know.
I don't know. It's got a nail nick, so we don't need to give it that.
Yeah. Did anyone test to see how strong the detent was? No. Out of curiosity, I didn't really either, but I thought it was okay. I think I remember kind of playing, and it seemed like it was okay.
Yeah, detent was all right. I never did try like Spidey dropping it or anything like that.
Do you think a quick stud would fit on this thing?
Not nicely. Like it probably would. It doesn't hover that much on the blade, but you would be like right to the micarta probably. I don't know how you would. With the finger choil maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you wouldn't be able to have it too high. That could work.
That's what I'm saying. I think you could flick that bad boy open. If you flick it hard enough, it might flick shut again and cut you.
Just cut the bejesus out of you.
You really know how to sell them quick.
Jesus.
You really know how to sell them quick studs, Paul.
With the
Check this out. Snap.
Oh. Exactly. Fuck. With the full like the full flat coming up all the way to the spine, I don't know how the quick stud would do holding in place there. I've never played with them, so I don't know. But I imagine you would need a little bit of a flat.
They do a bar. You could do the quick stud bar instead of the actual round one. That might look okay.
The bonus is you can also catch a blade with it.
Well, yeah. When I'm using the back of my double detent knife to block a blade.
Close for that.
I was gonna say it's okay,
Keep it
as
close.
long as you use it as an Emerson and just have the tension pulling the knife open.
That's why it has the shield on it.
To protect, yeah, block those incoming stabs. Yeah. Oh, did either of you guys find this knife to be particularly one-hand openable, like comfortably?
Wow.
You can yeah, you can grab by the finger drop.
You can get the Spidey drop it,
Yeah,
not
that's
Spidey
right.
flick it. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, can you get your finger in that nail next to? That's impressive.
I was gonna say that's kind of like
Do it in
your
reverse. I'll try tomorrow.
kind of like you do with your Centauri, where you're pressing the blade itself and just.
Yeah. I'll try that.
No, because this one is washers, I think, as well. That it doesn't, again, without it being ball bearing, it doesn't have a ton of real estate to get your fingers kind of even pinchy to get it one hand open. You could probably do it, slide it around, jeopardizing cutting your thumb. You know, all the fun stuff.
That doesn't sound
Sometimes the thumb needs to be cut.
fun at all.
Don't tell me what's fun, Joe. You
Yeah.
don't know what I do on the weekends.
Yeah, Joe.
Paul, why are you chiming in?
I have no idea.
Fine, fair enough. I guess we've talked about pretty much all we can with this guy. Oh yeah, it's a Kershaw original design, so there's that.
Oh, did they throw their marker
That's
on
how you
it?
can tell you can see the Death Star.
Oh yeah, it is there. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Sure enough. So yeah, ultimately it's a fancy buck 110 with potentially, what's the Rockwell? They don't say on their website. They suck.
To knives and tools we go. 52, Jesus Christ.
Because I'm like, do you buy this or do you buy a micarta buck 110 that just came out? Like, what's worth more to you, the double detent or screwed construction on a micarta handled buck 110? That's S35 now, I think.
Is that the screw construction with the
black and the micarta? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're in the same ballpark now for 2022. So what do you buy? Do you buy the buck for 2022 or do you buy a Federalist?
Honestly, if the buck is at least as nice as this, you buy that.
And I think
But it's
similar
bucks if
price
you don't
points.
know.
Well, it's similar price points, but
Buck is off more frequently. That's all I'm saying.
their CPM 154, they say they heat treat it between 58 and 60. It's pretty middling.
That is some extra medium action going on right there.
What's the high side for 154 though?
What's that, Paul?
What's the high side for 154?
You can do 61. You can do 61.
I've seen makers push it like I want to say 62, 63 on kitchen knives before. So
I think 62, 63 is pushing it, but I think 60, 61 is still comfortable. I think that's what some of my Barkeys, like the JX6 that I was rocking last week.
well, doesn't Benchmade even push it a little bit higher? Well, back when they were using it more frequently with their Griptilians.
60 to 62, something like that, maybe. I don't know. They do have it in the meat crafter section, so I don't know what they're rocking there. Just sneak over there because I got some shit quick tapped because I'm a nerd.
Well, STS is in 154 as well, and it seems to hold a better edge than most of the 154 that I've had in my life otherwise.
Which knife, sorry?
The STS4.
Bark River. Big, flat, tactical looking thing. Yeah. 5861. So, I mean, they're just pushing it a little bit higher. So to get into that 60-61 realm. So that's, I mean, not far off from what CRK or what Kershaw's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that little guy. Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, having said that, not terrible.
I mean, I haven't said it yet, but 154 CM / CPM 154 are some of my very favorite blade steels, historically speaking. I've gotten along very well with them. I love the polish they take. I like the fine edge they take. They're fantastic.
I mean, you haven't said it this episode. That's right. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Go back and watch 3 years of Pokey Factory.
Oh my god, I'll say it all the time. But that being said, this is a pricey knife for what it is. I
don't know. Yeah, I just can't get over the price. Anyway, it's nice in hand. It feels quite buck 110-ish with a slightly longer blade. Double D10. Not perfect. They could have ball bearinged it and then probably tightened up the...
For that price, they fucking should have.
And got to ZT levels. Yeah.
I agree with Paul in his angry outburst. Yeah,
so
100%.
So Dick Richards, there you go. Full shot of the Federalist. On a scale of, I don't know, bald eagle corpses.
Death, is that what happened?
Well, the distinctly American,
Yeah.
It's for sure. I'm gonna go with 9 because I think that's how many you can get onto the inside of Captain America's shield is 9 bald eagles. I think that's like banquet tray kind of.
Before you start stacking them more than 3 layers high, like, is that what that is?
Oh, I think they're gonna start tumbling off. I mean, there's wings pulling stuff. Have you ever seen an eagle tumble off of a platter?
You've never seen a puddle of bird corpses before? Like, what kind of life have you led?
It's like a juggling act, man. I tell you.
Distinctly horrifying. Thank you.
There you go, Peter. There you go. Oh, CPM. How you doing, my man? Glad you came in on that part.
This does not get 154 screaming eagles from me. Yeah, at best, this is maybe 20 screaming eagles. This is
The best part is those screams are actually hawk noises. Eagles don't scream, but that's not American.
They got a good thing going.
Might as well get a Canadian goose in there, overdub that on top of your Mer.
I was gonna give it, like 15 hawks screaming. And I'm gonna throw a goose in for some bass.
Some bass. You gotta have a drum section.
Yeah.
Want to know who you're...
a goose until they won't start drumming.
And yes, Dick Richards, the Alliance Rebel symbol. That's actually Kershaw's maker mark for original in-house designs. When
did they start using that again? It was
in and around the time that the Matrix-Natrix controversy started. It was in and around that same time. I'm not saying it was coincidental or not coincidental. They're just facts.
I'm telling you, it's a Death Star. Shooting its lasers. Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Screaming Eagle. The winery, I'm not familiar with. 10 bottles that are $10,000. I know a couple guys that are into that, but it's not my jam. Only if you champagne saber each one with an actual top Screaming Eagle. I mean,
I was gonna say with an actual live eagle.
And not the big long one. Do it with the little stubby thing. Just like
That's
just
is the Screaming Eagle the one that has the bone breaker? Because if so, you got to use the bone breaker.
the sawbacks. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's where you're going with that.
I couldn't remember. It's funny.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. No. You're scraping some glass.
I am okay with that.
Are you?
Not my wine, not my eagle.
So, not my wine, not my eagle.
I need to carry this knife more.
All right. It's all right. So on to other things. I think that sums us up. Federalist.
I think so.
Indeed.
It's a pretty okay knife.
It is definitely the year of extra medium.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with it. Yeah.
I thought CRKT coined that already. They're gonna come for you, and then they're gonna sue.
It's all right.
And they're gonna sue. Gross.
Me and Lucas Burnley will have a conversation.
Oh yeah, you'll just smooth the whole thing over.
I'll slide into some DMs if I have to.
Really wish you wouldn't, but
they're gonna come for you, and then they're gonna sue.
I don't like it. All
right. So, who's got a topic?
Who wants to start?
Who's on first?
I will. I didn't send Joe anything about this, but yeah, go to Blade HQ.
All right.
American competitor. It's what we do around here. Thanks, cuttingedgecutleryco.com for Canadians if you want to order some shit and not pay international shipping and be able to get Benchmates. Because Blade HQ won't send that shit.
No.
Or Spyderco, I don't think either. Or Zero Tolerance or Kershaw. Yeah. So, but if you go to brands and you go to the D section.
The D section.
Section. All right. What am I looking for?
Well, Paul and I were talking this week about a drop knife that he was checking out. And if you go to brands, there's a brand called Drop Knives.
Really?
And I have clicked.
Bam, bitches. Drop is no longer selling knives on their own platform, but they are now a brand that's selling those custom thingy models through Blade HQ.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Not all of them. Not all of them. But.
Oh, yes. Oh, there's a couple of models I've been waiting to.
$165 for that Keen? That's not bad.
No, those are looking good. Okay. So I'm going to say right now, I'm sad they don't have the purple version, but the M-Rose, that little stiletto looking guy?
So I know what you've paid for, Ben, both on our Patreon and on premium YouTube. You can't get away from us, dude. Come on.
It's called the mid-roll.
So they even say here, these are the last pieces of knife inventory from Drop, and Blade HQ is the only retailer outside of Drop's own e-commerce stores to be able to sell them. So these are going to be extremely limited in quantity, just based on that alone.
So it also makes me wonder, because of that statement that Joe just brought up, how much of a fiasco was this for Drop? To the point they approached Blade HQ and was just like, we got a bunch of these. Can you do something with this? Like that's the vibe, eh? Like it's for me at least. So because they were such a shit show.
Well, yeah, I'm really not 100% sure. It seemed like Drop was trying to rebrand a while ago. And they just kind of dropped a shit ton of stuff that wasn't either keyboards or audiophile accessories out of their catalogs. I see you shaking your heads.
But. Yeah, okay. For the record, everyone in the audience, in the comment section, there was like this universal shake of their heads.
It sounded like zombies outside, but I'm pretty sure it was just everybody groaning.
Just,
yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it.
I don't want to know who your neighbors are, Paul. But yeah.
You never will.
Yeah, and Ben, I think you're bang on. Leftover inventory. But like I said, because of the gong show that was drop and trying to do some of these models and the delays that they had, I wonder how many people got for refunds, and then they had already made a whole bunch of these. And they're like, oh shit, they finally showed up. We got an order fulfilled 9 months after everyone
got their money back.
Yeah, because of the fiasco. Yeah, but for anyone who was looking at Keens, or I liked the Gent, and what was the Crux? Yeah, they were not bad. They were not bad. The Buck was a bit of a weird one.
Another highlight.
Oh, the Emeralds. Yeah. I forgot this one's using S35. I was thinking, I'm like, man, am I gonna have to order this next paycheck? But no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But super cool that some people are gonna be able to get a chance to grab one of these.
I'm amazed because when Paul was looking at it this week, I don't know what website you were looking at, but I was like, oh shit, he found it. In the back of my mind, when I had this little bank topic for a couple weeks now that I had seen had popped up. So what website were you looking at?
I'm pretty sure I just looked at Google Images.
Okay. That's freaking hilarious. Because, I walked around the corner and saw you checking it out with one of the customers and just talking about drop knives and the fact that they don't do knives anymore. And they were just like, they're onto electronics and shit like that now. And I saw the knife up on the computer screen and I was like, crap. That's kind of my banked little nugget of information down the drain, right? But
Nope.
So anyway, that is what it is. That's my topic, boys. Killed 7 minutes. That's not bad.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And on that note, I got a government mandate break here, so I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Okay. So while he goes there, Joe, would you like to go next? I'm asking that first, and then I'm gonna ask you to do something before you go next, so he can get a chance to come back.
That's fair. I actually can't find the source for the thing I wanted to talk about. I had a note written on my computer here, and it's just gone. I'd like to have a visual for it.
Okay. While you look for it, can you put the keen up on the screen? The purple one.
The purple without the pocket clip.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a left-handed variant.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. It's the left-handed variant.
It doesn't even have the groove. I am not excited anymore.
No, because fuck righties for once, right?
We need to leave this up on the screen and show Dennis.
I was gonna say,
purple knife.
How's it feel?
It hurts.
So I was gonna say, in terms of like, if we're looking at keens here, they're all lefties. There's no keen on this page that is right.
Yeah, that's bit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
To be honest, I don't think I would hate a lefty knife as far as like, if it was a lefty, no.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
Take it back.
Shouldn't do it. Okay, but what if?
Dennis?
Have you just been harping on lefties for the last little while, or what? Yeah.
Well, take a look at the screen. Tell me what you think.
I see it. Yeah.
That's lefty only. There's no righty groove.
Yeah, there's not a keen on their website that's not a lefty oriented knife.
I find
that also means that it's a left-handed frame lock as well. No,
it's a right-handed.
No, they just put the weird. Hey, Tim Reeves, they can do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make so many friends in the chat right now with that comment. I can't wait. Mess with the show side. Makes a sleesh. Oh, I don't have my sleesh Bowie over here. I'm just saying, you can do it. Still doesn't make a knife look bad.
I mean,
my Bowie
there's
doesn't
worse
look
things you
bad
can do to a knife.
with the clip on the face side.
It looks better without the clip on the face side.
It does. I didn't say that.
Yeah, no.
I said it doesn't look bad. With the DPX Mr. DP edition, it looked bad with the clip on the face side.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
Anyway.
Yeah, for 1 millisecond, I felt what it must be like to be a lefty in the world when I saw this and I realized I couldn't have it because it was built wrong.
Well, the best part is I'm not a fan of the Keen that much. It's okay. I was just looking at the bronze one a second ago because if you're going to do it, it's not going to be this purple grossness. Hey, they have a gray titanium one too. Look at that. It's even more boring. It's perfect. It's perfect. Oh my God, it almost is. Just get rid of the flipper.
And you wouldn't be able to open it.
What's the detent like on this one? I wonder if it's as bad as a double detent. Yeah.
Can't possibly be.
ZT has that patented, so yeah. Good luck. Good luck with that.
Anyway, yeah, that's interesting.
Deeply funny. Sorry, Paul.
The best part is it actually classifies it as a left-hand frame lock.
They do,
but it's not.
It is though.
There's a left-handed knife that's also a frame lock.
Oh, there's a all right. Listen here, I'm a big fan of the Oxford comma. In this particular situation,
you probably
it makes a difference on what that means. Yeah, left-hand frame lock when you say those words on Tim Reeves' website.
But it says frame lock left hand and not left hand frame lock.
Down in the features section, if you scroll down, it says left hand frame lock.
Joe, I think he means you.
Oh, I did it. There's a delay on your end.
No, I know. It's always a joke when I say that, Joe. And you always bite, and I love it.
I got it. They do say and left hand frame lock in a bullet point, no less.
Goddamn bullet points.
But yeah, same with the Spectacle Military. Did they make a lefty titanium one?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I hope. I don't even like it, but I hope they did. Just stick it to the righties.
Yeah, I got nothing to say to that.
Us righties.
What's this now, Paul?
I just said you keep it away from us righties.
I'll wave it wherever I want.
Please don't.
Is that what that slapping sound is?
No, that's Joe clapping with his feet in the corner.
With his feet.
Well, my feet are in the corner.
His hands are preoccupied.
Also clapping.
Also clapping. Yeah. There's an encore.
It's deafening. What the hell is that? It's just Joseph. Please, for the love of God, ignore him. Okay, I can't find the source for my topic. I've been looking the entire goddamn time.
Okay. We can go to the thing that I was going to talk about if you want to skip it, or if you've got an idea, do your thing.
I got his last name correct, not his first name. There we go. I think.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I don't know why he isn't tagged in this. Would be really cool if he was. Steve Schwarzer.
Okay.
American. I want to say he's a master, like ABS Mastersmith. I think he is.
He's the master of Dinosaur Damascus for sure.
Yeah, he sure fucking is. Taught Will Stelter, who was working with Alex Steele for a while. Now they're off doing their own things. But so Steve, him and his team came up with a new process. I want to say about a month ago. They posted a video on Instagram about it. Long story short, without getting too much into the weeds, it's 3D printing steel patterns to get mosaic, like an approximation of what you would get for patterned mosaic Damascus. They've experimented with little dinosaur shapes. They've done people's initials. They've done more complicated things since then, I think. I haven't quite kept on top of it the last couple weeks. But this is super fucking cool information. I guess the epiphany came to them when they realized that, hey, anything that it's like organic and carbon based, if we put it into the steel, it's just going to burn up and burn away anyway. So that'll leave clean bonding. There won't be anything left in the steel after the fact. And one of the guys working with them was like, well, the filament that in pretty much all 3D printers right now, it's all like cornstarch and polymer based, right? It's corn-based polymer, so it'll all burn up. So they found stuff with high nickel content, and they were like, it's super cool. I don't think there's any posts on it on the website, but if you go to his Instagram, you can see the video on it. It's like 14 posts ago, but it's Steve Schwarzer. So Steve, SteveSchwarzer. Super cool. As someone who's interested in both Damascus and 3D printing, this is a really, really cool intersection of those two technologies.
Next, you're going to tell me we can 3D print a gun.
We could have done
like they warned us about.
I was going to say that we've always been able to do that. Don't you know? No.
I don't know where you've been.
There were laws passed about that shit, man. It was a whole other shit show. So I don't know if this necessarily cheapens the idea of being able to get like specific patterns into blades. I know some people are really attached to the idea that, hey, just one guy with a big bird was sitting there and he forged out all this Damascus and now it's got patterns. And that's what they want. They wanted to be one dude just doing it by hand. Well, that's just it. I think this is going to be another tool in the toolbox, and you're going to be able to see all kinds of crazy shit happen because of this. I like 3D printers that are capable of doing stuff like this are cheap. So even just the idea of being able to like have a maker, like let's say that they're doing a fixed blade out of this Damascus steel and they want to have their name somewhere, like do it like Japanese style under the blade underneath the handle scale, but their name is actually like in the steel all the way through. Like that, even just that would be super freaking neat. Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, I'm totally jazzed by it.
Yeah, that opens up a lot of neat possibilities.
Are you telling me I won't be able to grind off your maker marks, Joe?
Well, you can. I mean, you can grind them off. It's just if you acid etch them, oh, there it is again.
You're like, it won't go away.
Out spot out.
I was gonna say it's like the heart beating under the floor.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, been holding that in my back pocket for a little while now, but I think it's totally cool. I have no idea if or when it'll hit mainstream or as mainstream as something like this could get. But I'm just thinking, like, hey, all of a sudden a Benchmade Gold class is a lot more interesting if the butterfly logo actually goes all the way through the steel. Like, that'd be cool as shit.
Yeah, that would be cool as shit.
Absolutely. But you could like do butterflies along the entire edge of your knife and just as you're sharpening.
Yeah,
that's neat.
Like the possibilities are, I won't say endless, but this is definitely a so far unexplored avenue. And the ease with which, comparatively speaking, you can do this sort of thing. It's so cool. It's so freaking cool.
Maybe this will mean that like laser etching Damascus will go away forever. Because that stuff makes me angry.
I mean,
there's a lot of things that make me angry. It doesn't make me angry.
Makes me furious. No. it's I don't know. I personally don't see that going anywhere, only because it's such a cheap way to sell crap that, like, can you tell me one reputable company who does something like that under the guise of it's Damascus? Because I can't think of one.
Reputable? No.
That's just it. I know there's like a Right Edge and whoever else that's producing these.
I had somebody ask me about a set of kitchen knives recently. I don't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but
right.
It was 8 knives for less than $300 Canadian, with 7 CR blades and laser etched Damascus.
You bet.
I mean,
it made my heart hurt.
7 CR, what's it heat treated to? Like 30 Rockwell? Yeah. Because honestly, that's not a terrible price for 8 knives if they're all heat treated halfway competently, but like you can almost guarantee that them.
Well, no, and they were described as one thing and definitely not that thing. I don't think a lot of Japanese knife companies are making stuff in 7 CR. You know what I mean?
No.
It would have been AUS6 or something like that.
Yeah, Japanese branding, produced in China, that kind of thing, probably. Yeah.
Very Tusk-esque.
Oh, I forgot about Tusk.
No, not Tusk. Is it Tusk with the hole in it?
Oh no, that kitchen knife Viking thing.
Yeah,
the one that.
that thing.
No, that's not Tusk. Because Tusk was that brand that was of folding knives that was made for.
No, that was Black Tusk.
I was gonna say Black Tusk. I wasn't talking about them at all.
That's not.
Okay. I thought they were that one with the hole in it. The Viking knives was called.
I don't know. I think they got rebranded 2 or 3 times. They might have been Tusk in there, one of their brandings.
That's I honestly don't recall for that particular one.
Yeah. I don't know if we necessarily need to get on Paul's topic unless it's something small we can jump on.
It's pretty small. It's not going to take very much to slag on this, I don't think.
All right, we can finish it out.
I'm gonna brighten your day.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that.
Where am I going, Paul?
BrightenBlades.com. Brighten Brighten.
Like the place or
the no. GHTEN blades?
Brighten Blades.com.
Here it is.
What do we got? What do we got?
The live, laugh, love of knives.
I hate it.
Do I need my mustache wax for this particular outing?
On any one of them.
On any one of them?
Any one of them.
Oh, man.
You will understand what I mean when I say live, laugh, love.
Would I be happy to buy any of these? Well, here's one in purple. Let's try that. It's kind of purple.
You'll note it's also like the same 2 models, which is the same model, just in 2 different sizes.
So the blade says happy on it with a little heart with an engraved line that trails into the pivot. Is that paisley? Like a bastardized?
It's absolutely paisley.
That's a bastardized like 60s amoeba flowery paisley. What the fuck?
You can't see it in this one because it's not faceted in the same way.
Oh no!
Has a gem.
I just noticed.
And so does the thumb stud.
I just noticed. Like, no way.
It comes with a little container that you can put in your purse.
Oh, great! So I gotta take the pouch out of the purse or out of my pocket, zip it open, then take this tiny little knife out, then open it. Yes. Wow, and this is small. Oh wow, technical drawings. It's a 2.5-inch blade, huh?
I'm not gonna hate too much on the fact that it's all the same model and it's just different colorways. Part of me hates it for obvious reasons, but part of me thinks that if this is how you get your wife to carry a knife, is that such a bad thing?
Yes.
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, speaking for the significant other that carries a Dragonfly, and I'm not sure what Fist carries, but wife carries, but I mean, it's in there too. And
I mean, of course. But how many customers do we have whose wives wouldn't carry one at all? But if you gave them something like this, that's pretty.
Pretty crappy. Look, I do agree with the point. A knife is better than no knife, but man, of all the things you could choose.
So I also happen to notice you're on Happy. I clicked on one or two. I happen to be on Dream right now. The sketches and the tech specs for the black and white write-up are all on Hope. So I don't know what is so fancy about Hope in particular.
Maybe Hope was their first design.
I was just gonna say Hope was just the first model.
We've got Resilient.
I'm not feeling great about this tattoo at the moment.
Oh, you so are getting one of these knives. Best part is the Hope one is pink.
There you go.
Absolutely perfect.
Sweet.
So this is the smallest hell keychain knife. Oh wow, is that a picture of the actual thing? That looks different than where'd the bolster go?
It's a different model. They did a keychain model as well.
Oh, okay. I was very confused there for a second.
I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it is a very slightly different model.
Okay, Joe, can you click on Brave and just read the description? Because they're fantastic. Oh, I love them. I'm just going through.
Okay.
Okay, just bear with me here.
Whether you are trying out for Saturday Night Live, attempting to swim the English Channel, or just attempting carpool pickup at school, we have opportunities to be brave, big or small, every day. Be brave and make your life amazing. The Brighten Blades Brave Knife will send you towards your target with directness and accuracy. Is that like it's supposed to be like
Is the pivot a specific type of crystal that's supposed to make you more brave or something?
No, but with the arrowheads...
I think it's the same thing that was in He-Man's sword. I'm not 100% sure, but it's...
I don't actually know what this term applies to, and perhaps this is just me being ignorant, but like, isn't there like a term like a Native American like brave or an Indian brave?
Yeah.
That's racist though. So, you know.
No, but I actually have no idea what...
I don't know if
it was a baseball team called the Braves.
It is. They had to change that shit.
So I don't know what that actually... Maybe I should look this up so I don't dig myself a hole unintentionally. But the arrowheads are pretty sus, I'm going to say.
For the brave aspect.
For the brave,
little hint there. Yeah.
Not 100% sure what's going on. Not sure I like that. You know what the worst part is that the overall lines of this knife aren't terrible. Like, it's a perfectly usable blade shape, and the handle doesn't look like it would be uncomfortable. But I can't shake the feeling that this knife is just going to be built like absolute dog shit.
So tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that these are coming in as like white handles with no gem set. And then they're just setting gems and doing like what's that freaking dip thing?
I don't know. I'd be pretty shocked. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I don't know. I would be shocked if they didn't come from the Chinesium factory looking just as they do here.
I don't know. I didn't watch the video on them. I got told about these today by a friend. And he was saying that it's like a mother and two daughters that run the company.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
I will say, this actually exceeds my expectations. They're using 8CR13 MOV for the blade steel.
And aluminum handles. Yeah,
to be fair, I totally expected, like I was saying, dog shit construction, but if they're bothering to use 8CR and actually say that they're using 8CR, that's, for the price, actually, not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you own CRKTs, so...
Like I said, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not the worst thing I've seen within 5 feet of me. Well,
I would give my girlfriend a CRKT if she didn't really want a knife. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've given... Megan's got one of these.
There you go.
Not anymore.
Well... Now I got to get her a brave knife, right?
There you
Clearly.
go. You should get her. There is one that's just laugh.
Yeah.
Peace is also a good one.
The peace with the peace signs, yes.
It's a good one for sure.
Okay, there's Unite. United. It says United in the description, but Unite on the little graphic here, and on the blade. But that's a black and it's styled for Dennis. It's all black and gray.
United. Yeah, that's right.
Yep. It's got
Just
some weird
nice.
dots. What is that? Chickens?
No, they're little hearts.
They're hearts.
Hearts?
Okay, you know what? I take back about half of the slag I was shucking at these.
Yeah.
Not absolutely god awful.
I wouldn't carry one. I wouldn't use one, but.
Well, for the record, in the Unite one, there's 117 in stock, but don't worry, they can be back ordered.
There you go.
It actually has in the add to cart section.
Okay. So I will say, I don't think putting up your total quantity as there's 187 left is doing you any favors for making sales.
Because if you're looking for 120, I mean.
But I mean, in the sense of hey, I think I might buy one of those. There's no incentive to not decide to come back in a week.
I think that these are going to be cheap impulse buys for the type of person who lands on these websites.
Of course.
Only because of how low the cost is.
When you say these websites, these are on Blade HQ.
These websites. These are cheap enough that I could see somebody wanting to get them as I don't know, maybe get a set of them or get a bunch of them as gifts for bridesmaids or something. I don't know. Sure, why not?
Only if they carry them in their garter for the wedding.
Absolutely. I do think it's a little silly to say the number in stock. I do agree with that, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to hurt their sales.
If it was 5, I think that would help your sales. But by telling you that there's so many left, I feel like it's going to get the people that aren't going to pull the trigger.
I'm sorry, but we may have to detour hard into their About Us section because there's some interesting write-up here. So not the first little bit, just their little intro, but the beginning of the second segment paragraph there. Our founder, Diane, has been in the knife industry for over 20 years and has traveled the world developing amazing knives. She has worked with the best knife manufacturers in the world. She has worked closely with knife designers, quality control teams, and manufacturers worldwide. Diane has worked with industry leaders including Fox, Lim, Traeger, and Browning. She has worked tirelessly to find the best sources for materials, manufacturing, and designs. So this is a person who potentially was working the cheaper manufacturing side of things, basically being a liaison between, I don't know, Chinese manufacturers and these companies who are contracting. Fox. Potentially, yeah. Fox has a cheaper line, don't they?
I don't know, do they?
I thought they did, but now I'm not 100% sure. But I recognize Browning.
Hang on a sec. It doesn't say Fox Knives. There's a company that sells Fox gear. Dirt bike gear, motorcycle gear, things like that. It does not say Fox Knives. Right. It also says Traeger and it says Browning. What's the chance that this woman is affiliated with some sort of sporting, outdoor, hunting, fishing, blah, blah, blah? Traeger, Browning, Fox gear. Yeah.
I want a Traeger knife. Can I get a Traeger knife, please? For opening my charcoal?
Yeah. So I don't know necessarily that it's Fox Knives because I'm pretty sure Fox Knives is Fox Knives. It's not just Fox.
That's fair.
And I think this might be the stuff I see with dirt bike company type of gear apparel, stuff like that type of. So
she has the longest hair of anyone we know.
I just got to that. Yeah.
Super important.
Made me laugh a little.
Yeah.
Oh, but it does say in the last, she recently accepted the Knife of the Year award on behalf of Fox.
Wait, is this? Can we?
Is that the same chick from that video? It is her from Fox Knives. It's the same chick.
Please tell me it is.
Kimmy, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, wasn't it? Wow.
So her Diane, mom has been in the industry. 3 girls got into it, started making knives of their own, or have been reps for other companies. So it might be Fox Knives.
That's pretty long hair, but I don't think it's the longest hair I've ever seen.
Well, the longest hair of anyone they know.
Touche.
They only know 10, 12 people at most.
They know the 4 of them.
Guarantee at Fox Knives, there's people with longer hair. There's some Italian reps, people going on. Guarantee it.
I don't know
Guarantee
what you're talking about.
Anyway, interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I went from being very dismissive to actually being like, okay, it's not a
So
terrible
they
product.
got all the connections to be able to produce these things at a reasonable rate and just pounded them out, and they're trying to go towards female marketing to sell them, more or less.
I wonder if they designed the MKM fanny pouch.
Well, I was actually going to make a comment like 5 minutes ago before Joe derailed that this thing is one belt strap away from Paul wearing it. I mean, seriously.
I mean, with these fashionable color, that fucking one right there with the moon on it, my sister would carry that all day.
With the
fanny
moon?
pack the shit out of that.
I missed that. Which one had the moon?
That's the one that had the moon.
Oh,
You'll
there we
see
go.
it when you find the one
It's
that
the
has the moon.
one.
Thanks. Super fantastic.
All right. So interesting find there. Also on Blade HQ.
Yeah. There you go. My sister's bedroom looked like that when she was a kid. It even said dream in it. And I wish I was joking. She had a wooden sign that said dream.
You're
Because
gonna
she's
have
a
to.
basic white bitch.
You're gonna have to buy her one of these knives. You do realize this.
Send it
They
to
show
the
up in
UK.
Blue Ridge.
Send it to the UK. I'm telling you, they'll love you for it.
Wrong sister.
That would have been extra funny.
Yeah.
Enjoy the interrogation.
I'll
Here
just
you go.
take the liner out of it.
It's a 2.5-inch blade. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
You, just can't, you can own it. You just can't carry it if it's got a lock.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think Bo rounds us out here. Hey, boys.
I think so. Unless,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to thank the Cutting Edge for letting us play with the Federalist. Yeah. Potentially one of the nicer models Kershaw came out with this year for 2022.
Still like it.
Hopefully,
Just
yeah.
was fucking expensive.
Yeah, make it in China and make it half the price. I wouldn't have cared.
Yep.
Wouldn't have cared. Gonna put D2 in it and come up with a budget model. Provoke the shit out of it. Come on. That's
Look,
yeah.
Had they just come out and released it like $60 cheaper, I don't think any of us would have complained about the price. Like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And like I said, D2 it up. Do something and throw it out at $100. I don't think anyone would have cared. But you had to put the CPM 154 that everyone got jazzed about, and then you're asking too much money for it. So
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, thanks, Cutting Edge.
Thank you, Cutting Edge.
Say some other thank yous. Come on, join some stuff. Click some stuff.
Go follow us on Instagram because you're keeping us above G Note as far as our follower subscribership. And that means we're going to do a giveaway, and it's probably going to happen real soon because we seem to be coasting pretty well at
With
that.
plateaus.
Yeah, we've hit like almost 1,010, and we've stayed there.
So probably not anything major for that giveaway, but it's still going to be fun. We're going to be doing it on Instagram, so keep an eye on that now that we've cracked the G Note. So,
And maybe now that we've done that, we'll start doing some regular posts again. Maybe.
Hey. How do you think we got
To be
over
honest,
a G
I
Note?
I didn't ask, but I don't think you actually sent me the photos last week for
No, I didn't, because I knew they wouldn't pull up.
the week before.
Oh, bird.
No, the week before that week went up. Sorry, I apologize.
Also,
Someday
guys
I'll
on
put things up.
Patreon, thanks for subscribing to us. We do appreciate it. It's all coming back to you guys. We're just getting a bunch of stuff ready, and we might just give everyone something by the time it actually comes out, type of thing. And everyone who subscribes might just get something fun. Who knows? So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna plug that one because we've been delaying since last Christmas, and it's March, so we're gonna keep that plug going for sure. So
We're giving away Live, Laugh, Love knives, aren't we?
oh, for sure, straight up, yeah.
Way to ruin a perfectly good knife.
With a wooden sign. We'll even give them a wooden sign to go with it.
There you go.
Does it hang off of the knife, or is it attached by a lining?
Oh, it's lanyarded for sure. It's like a Scrabble board thing, but
I was gonna epoxy it on.
Nah.
it's like those big wooden paddles for for toilets at gas stations, something like that. So
Big old toilet paddles.
what, you don't have a toilet paddle?
I mean, I stopped at my second poop knife. I don't.
How do you get to the deep end?
Yeah, you just roll up your
harder.
You roll up your sleeve and you get on in there. On that gross note,
that's a paddling.
That's a paddling for sure.
Not with the toilet paddle.
Go get me my toilet paddle. All right, that's on the note of ridiculous. I think that's everyone. We thanked everyone. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Yeah, for sure. Those who came out helps us build on this note too. We're creeping one by one on the followers. It's kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens. But thanks, guys, for joining us. On that note, we will see you all next week. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
Exile.ca. I like how Joe would just not say anything there for a sec.
I had a mini heart attack as my software seemed to glitch out, so that was fantastic.
That blue reboot screen was his computer and his face at the same time.
I thought you forgot.
No,
what's that, Paul?
Not great.
I thought he forgot his name for a sec.
Hmm.
And I am, who am I?
I'll figure it out next week.
It's Filikins. Don't you forget it.
An old Filikins P-Hawk.